A new poll has given Labour their lowest vote share in years, reducing the gap between them and the Tories. The Tories have been handed a lifeline as a shock poll reveals Labour's vote share is at its lowest in 2 years. A poll by Savanta for the Telegraph uncovered the lowest Labour support since January 2022, with the gap between Labour and the Conservatives dropping to 17 percentage points. Despite support for Labour dropping 4 points, they are still on course to win the election, with a vote share of 38% to the Tories' 21%, according to electoral calculus. This outcome would give Labour 459 seats, the Tories 75 and the Lib Dems 70. Reform would get 6 seats and the SNP would be reduced to just 14 in Scotland. Electoral calculus predictions would also see Jeremy Hunt, the Chancellor, Liz Truss, Mr Sunak's predecessor, and Penny Mordaunt, the leader of the Commons who has been touted as a future Tory leader, all lose their seats. Chris Hopkins, the Director of Political Research at Savanta, said, "This is our lowest Labour vote share since Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister, and the Conservatives for their part do appear to have slowed or stopped their downward spiral." However, that's where the good news ends for the Prime Minister. If this vote share was replicated on polling day, Labour would still likely have a majority of over 200. The increase in vote share for the Greens and independent candidates is notable, not because it will have an impact on this election in any significant way, but could point towards trouble for the Labour Party in government and over the coming years. The Savanta polling also found voters expect a Labour government to improve NHS waiting times and housing. Waiting times are expected by voters to get better by 45% Britons, while 27% think they will get worse. 43% anticipate the housing crisis to ease, and 25% think it will worsen. The public is more split on whether Labour would make the economy better or worse, 40% versus 38%, as well as life in general, 34% versus 30%, and crime, 32% versus 33%.